Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to maintain a simplified financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Right, well, hello everyone and happy Friday. We made it to the end of a very, very busy and content heavy week. I hope that you have not minded the influx of videos, but we are reaching the end point for now. We do have one more piece of bonus content that's going to be going up next Wednesday, and that is going to be our emergency fund update, which is exciting because that one only happens once a quarter. So we are excited to show you guys what we've accomplished so far and then maybe get into some of the details of what we plan to do in the coming months. So anyways, today's video, if you happen to be new to my channel, is the weekly check-in. And so what this video is just me reconciling all of the non-cash transactions over the last week. So we get a little chattier in these videos just because we're literally going over the minutia of our budget and what we're spending our money on and what we are not trying to spend money on. And we have had a pretty low spend week, so I am looking forward to not having to deplete so many envelopes as has been the case the last couple of months. So anyways, let's just jump into it. I'm going to grab my budget planner here, which I actually have just slightly out of reach for myself. Here we go. Okay, so we are going to jump in. I'm going to try not to burn everything. Oh, my pen is still in here. Jump into the month of October. So if you are new to my channel, my budget planner is available in my Etsy shop in a variety of different mediums. You can get it printed and shipped to you. You can download it and print it yourself, or I have it available as a digital download as well for use in notes apps on your tablet. But we're going to just jump right back to my expense tracking here. I'm going to actually, why don't I just move these out of the way? I won't need the cash for a little bit. Oh, my poor little plant. I finally watered him, but he still needs to perk up. Yeah, so I'm gonna just grab my expense tracking pages here and everything's like sticking together. How annoying. I suppose I could have done this off camera. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and grab these and zoom you guys in, and then we will actually get into the expense tracking. Okay, here we are. So, like I said, I don't have many expenses to go over, but because I have a tendency of being a little bit of a chatty Cathy in these videos, I'm just gonna jump right in. So first up, we have this Michael's expense, and I'm just realizing now that I spelled Michael's wrong. That's gonna bother me. So if you, I don't remember which video I mentioned it in. It was definitely a video this week though. A friend of mine, our neighbor, she has been going through chemotherapy for a breast cancer treatment, and she finished, this week was her last chemotherapy week. And so they threw like a little party to celebrate that. And so I made her an arrangement based off of an inspo pic that I found on Instagram. I made it was so cute. I put it in a pumpkin. I'll go ahead and post a picture of it for you guys now. I did mention that I was going to post a picture of it, so I'll put the picture up now so that you can see it. It was so fun to throw together, and despite the fact that if you ever do anything artistic, you're always second guessing yourself like the entire time you're making it. It's sort of like a trust the process kind of thing, especially because I haven't worked in flower arranging in so long. So it took me a minute to feel comfortable and confident in taking that over to her, but we got there in the end. So anyways, so I had to use, I'm not sure like how familiar all of you are with certain flower arranging tools, but they make these sponges that you can get wet and stick fresh flowers into if you're making an arrangement like the one that I showed you, like the little pumpkin arrangement. And so I had to pop into Michael's to grab one of those. And so it was $6.48. It's going to be coming from our gifts budget because it was part of the gift. And so I'll be returning $7 to the bank for that. And then likewise at Trader Joe's, I went in and got all of the flowers for it. I also ended up making 2 other flower arrangements. I'll go ahead and show you a picture of one that I did that I really ended up liking. And I was trying to decide actually between the little pumpkin bouquet or the vase one that I just showed you to give to her. And ultimately I settled on the pumpkin because I thought it was cuter. But anyways, this is also all of the flowers that I purchased they were from Trader Joe's. They're also coming from gifts, even though we use some of them in our home.
I'm about to eat up lunch.
I need you to not do things like that when I'm filming. You can't just be disrupting all of my videos that you're not actually part of.
We'll cut that part out there.
No. Anyways, so the total for this purchase was $31.57, and we are going to be returning $32 to the bank. And this is a really good time to tell you about our virtual coin jar. If you happen to be new here, what we do when we make a transaction like this where there is change is we usually round up to the next dollar and return the whole dollar to the bank. I am not in the business of taking change back to the bank. And so then what my husband does is he tracks this change overage in a spreadsheet that he keeps of our finances. And this change buffer sort of like slowly builds up over time, and we will use it on like miscellaneous expenses or just kind of to help funnel money towards certain things if we're shy on some change for a certain expense or something like that. So that's how we handle that. Not everybody is as meticulous about checking on change and things like that as we are. My husband is definitely the one who is the person who facilitates that. I just as soon would deal in whole dollars, but it's fine. You know, he does his stuff and I do mine and it works out. So anyways, that's how we handle that. And then because the school year is just going to play us, my son has had 2 different needs for clothing, school-specific clothing, in the last week. And it is going to drive me to drink, I swear to you, because I'm like, I already am funneling a little bit more money toward our back to school category than I usually do this in the month of October. But I feel like it's never enough. Anyways, so because of the fact that we have a little bit of money in our clothes category now, I decided to take these 2 purchases and split them between clothes and back to school. And then I'll just stuff back to school a little bit less because that envelope is actually empty right now. So anyways, this was a t-shirt for something. I don't even remember what it was. It was $22.95. And this one we are actually pulling from our clothes category, and I'll be returning $23 to the bank. Next up is, we can have a little chat about this. So I have seen advertisements for this brand called Primal Queen, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it to you guys before, but basically they are supplements that you can take that are essentially the dried and ground up organs of cows, and very specific ones. So there's some research that's coming out that basically indicates that organs benefit organs, meaning if you eat the liver of a cow, it's going to benefit your liver. If you eat, I don't know, whatever other organs you eat of another animal, it's supposed to help benefit your organs as well. And likewise for women specifically, if you eat like the fallopian tubes and the ovaries and the uterus, it's supposed to help benefit all of your female reproductive organs as well. So they say that it helps women who are going through menopause. They say that it helps women who are postpartum and just every woman in between. It helps to make your periods nicer and all that sort of stuff. I apologize if you are a man watching my channel and this sort of stuff makes you squeamish, but this is just the reality for half of the population. So deal with it. Anyways, so I'm on my 2nd month of taking them now. I don't really notice a significant difference. And I don't know if that's because I have such a meat heavy diet anyway. And so like, I don't have iron issues or anemia issues, and those things can kind of impact your hormone health as well. So I haven't noticed like a super huge boost to my immune or to my system in general, but I am willing to give it like a 2nd month, so to speak. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not really 100% sure, but it is pricey. So it's going to come from our medical expenses for now. It's $49. I'm still testing the waters out. If I don't really feel like it's effective, there's no point in continuing to take it. but a lot of women have spoken really highly of it too. So it could be placebo, and it could just be what works for you doesn't necessarily work for me, and vice versa. So anyways, it's $49 and I'll be returning $49 to the bank. Next up was my Target trip. They have been fewer and further between now because I have lessened my need for going there and purchasing groceries from there, but I did need to grab a couple of things. And so the total came to $13.03. And this is an instance where we will borrow from our virtual coin jar because I will just be returning $13 to the bank and using the 3 cents that's in the coin jar for that. Next up, I actually treated myself to a little bit of Starbucks. And so it's going to be coming from our dine out expense. I realize that this is actually like a coffee purchase specific to me. But it's kind of one of those wonky territory types of things because you can't, like, I have a Starbucks app and you can't just put $5 on your Starbucks card. At least I don't think you can. You have to put a minimum of 10, but I don't use the whole 10. So then that money will be left over for us to use at a later time also. So that's one of the reasons why I pulled it from Dine Out as well. And also just because I haven't been doing that as much lately. And so I don't feel guilty pulling from Dine Out because we don't really eat out either. So that's how I justify purchases sometimes, if you were wondering. Anyway, I'll be returning $10 to the bank for that. Next up, again, this was another school clothing purchase that my son needed for school. And you'll notice we've split this into 2 different categories. I mentioned to you before, like I didn't want to deplete school and I didn't want to deplete clothes. So I split the purchase between both of them. And so since it was roughly like $60-ish total, I'm pulling, like $30 from clothes and then this, but I'm sorry, $60 between this $36 purchase and this $22 purchase. I recognize that my math is a little funky here, but just roll with it. So for this $36.45 purchase, I'm pulling 10 of it from clothes and $26.45 from back to school, and I'll be returning $27 to the bank. Like I mentioned before, our back to school envelope is empty right now because we depleted it in September also. So I will just be stuffing school less in my first cash stuffing, but I'm hoping that this kind of slows down the school purchases for a little bit and we can build this envelope back up because I think it's like the only one that is a necessity that is sort of empty for us right now, which is driving me nuts. So anyways, moving right along here, we've got an Amazon purchase for $22.05. And this was just for a materials purchase for my Etsy shop, which by the way is always linked below. If you heard me talking about my budget planner earlier, any of the handmade products that you see on my channel are probably from my Etsy shop. And it is always linked below. So check her out if you are in the need for some budgeting supplies. And then last up, we had a household purchase. We just needed to replenish our dish soap. It was a total of $17.17, and I'll be returning $17 to the bank. So what I'm gonna do now is zoom you guys back out and we will add all of this up and then we can get into the actual cash stuffing portion of the video. All right, so what I do now is actually add up all of the return to bank numbers so that I have at least a general idea of how much money I'm expecting to have at the end of the unstuffing. So I'm gonna zoom you guys through this portion of the video and then we will actually unstuff the cash. Okay, so it should be $210. And it's going to be a little bit less than that because like I said, our back to school envelope is empty, but all of the other envelopes I will be able to pull cash from, which I think is like, I don't know, like a record of some sort. So let's just go ahead first here. Since gifts is up first, I'm going to pop into holiday sinking funds because I think that's the only, oh no, well back to school is, but it's the only holiday sinking fund we have any money in right now. And I know back to school isn't really a holiday, but maybe we'll move that one actually. Either way, let's go into gifts. I need, let's see, yep, 32 and 7. So I need $39. Oh my gosh, I'm shy $1. So we'll come back to this one. This is just how it works out sometimes. Oh, do you know what? I didn't grab my grocery money from my wallet. Okay, so with grocery, I just have one grocery and I have to return $13. So 10, 11, 12, 13. 12, 13. All right. And that actually leaves me with $2 for the first time in a very, very long time to put into the dollar savings challenge. I'm going to add it to groceries for now until our cash stuffing on Monday, but I am hopeful that I'll be able to actually utilize that. So we've got $2 left over in grocery. And now I can go ahead and take that gifts money because I'll have the change that I need for it. I think maybe. So gifts, so 39. So, oh, I could have done this. Well, Okay, so 20 or 40 and 1 back. And now in gifts, we've got 10. Oh, my 5s are sticking together. 10, 15, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, and $39. I'll just I always put the balance on the second of, or the last of whatever the purchases were for that same category, because there's no need to write the balance twice. And then we're done in holiday. So I'm just gonna go right into high priority because we've got a few in here. So we've got clothes I need to return. So 23 and 10, so 33 from clothes. Oh wait, medical. Household toiletries. Oh, there we go. I forgot where it was. Woo! So 33. So 20, 35. And I'll bring back 2. So 1 and 2. And that leaves us with 20, 40, 65, 66, and 67 in clothes. Good news all around. Here we go. 67, and I will put a check mark on my 2 clothing purchases. And then we'll go ahead and pop into medical and grab that $49. 20, 40. Oh, I don't have any ones left. Okay. That's fine. We'll make more change, I'm sure of it. So we will put medical on hold until we get some more cash in here. Let's look. I have some other high priorities. Oh, just household. Okay, so 17 from household. Yeah, look at all the ones I have in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, let me just do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a 10. So 17. So remaining in household, we've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. In household, and that is accounted for. Now I can go ahead and do this medical expense. So $49, 20, 40, 50, pull back the 1. Perfect. All right, so now in medical, we've got 20, 40, 65, 66, and 67. Plus our 250 in our high yield savings account. So 67. Oh, that line was not as visible enough, or as visible as I wanted it to be. Okay, so like I mentioned, we're skipping the school ones, and I'll just subtract it from what we stuffed this month. So we've got 27. Oh, is that it? Yeah, so minus 27, just so I know not to factor this school purchase into what I'm expecting at the end. And if you're wondering how I do this, like if you're new here, I will show you. So what I do is I go into my budget planner here and I go to my monthly funding plan, and Let me make sure you guys are in frame. Here, I'll just move this really quickly. So this is my monthly funding plan. This is how I plan out what I'm gonna stuff each and every week based off of what we've budgeted for each category for the month. And so I'm just gonna go over to back to school here, and I'm gonna put a line through all of this because I actually accounted for these notes already. I just make little notes along the way so that I can make sure that I'm staying on track with what I'm supposed to be doing. And so for back to school, for week 1, I'm just gonna do minus 27 so that I know to stuff at 27 less than what I had planned for the week. And that is how we account for discrepancies from a week to week standpoint. We really don't like to do that if we can avoid it, but if you can, going over week to week is not as big of a deal as going over month to month. Because at least from week to week, if we go over from one week to the next, we're still in budget for the month. So that's how we handle that. And I will go ahead and cross off this school purchase since technically I've accounted for it, even though I don't have the money back for it. And then we just have 2 more purchases to get to. So we've got low priority sinking funds. I'm gonna go into dine out and grab $10 from there. And then remaining, we've got 15. $15. Okay, and then I just have to go into my business binder here and grab some money from my materials envelope. So $22 from that. There we go. Oh my goodness. So, okay, we had a little disruption there. So I am pulling 22 for materials. So I've got 40 here. So I will need 18. I can do that. Okay, good. So 10, I don't know why I just pulled all those out. 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. Oops. Money everywhere. Okay, so remaining in materials, I've got 100, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So 119 left in materials. Okay, so I think that's gonna cover it. I was supposed to have, what did I say, 210? Yeah, it's pretty bad when you can't read your own handwriting. Okay, so 210 minus the 27 from back to school. So I should actually have $183 sitting over here. So let's give our account and make sure we are on track. Here we go. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 65, 75, 80, 81, 82, and 83. 183. We did it. Nailed it, nailed it, nailed it. So that's actually kind of, not kind of, it really is a low spend week for us around here, which was much, much needed and definitely appreciated on all of our spending categories. So anyways, that is going to do it for me for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it so, so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I do still have some Oops products available in my shop. They are dwindling because you guys still keep picking them up as you go into my shop throughout the week, but I do still have some available. So if you are in the market, definitely give those a look. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. As I mentioned, I think in yesterday's Etsy and YouTube cash stuffing, we are finally installing our screen doors this weekend. So I am so looking forward to that. And regardless of what the weather is like, I may just turn off the system and have our doors open just because I can. So I'm definitely gonna max out my enjoyment of those. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will be back here with you guys again on Monday with our regular cash stuffing. It's actually our first cash stuffing of October, so definitely looking forward to that. So until Monday, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye, everyone.